Listen, if you notice, pride is the biggest thing a lot of men struggle with. That's what I realized. Excuse me. Pride is the biggest thing that a lot of people struggle with in this world. Just like a lot of rappers. They in beef with somebody, they got a problem with somebody. They have a chance to squash that beef, but they don't because of pride. Satan uses pride to destroy us. That's why you should let go of that pride while you had a chance. Because the agenda of the devil is to use pride to send you to hell. There's nothing good about pride. Just like, the Pride Month movement. They're not saying pride in a good way. They're saying pride in a bad way. They're pushing pride on people, making it seem like it's cool. And who do you think in charge of that? Just think about it. If in the Bible Satan got kicked out of heaven for pride, what you think he gonna do with this world? Deceive people. You can see that right now. A lot of people deceive. They think what they doing is cool because they see everybody else doing it. Because they see everybody else practicing pride. That's what I say. Notice how everything in the world talks. Notice how everything in the world glorifies is stuff that Jesus hates. Notice how everything Jesus glorifies is stuff the world hates. Bro, this is a spiritual warfare. This is a spiritual battle. So since Jesus hates sin, the world glorifies sin. Since the world hates good, the world glorifies evil. That's how you know we living in our last days. And the devil doing these type of things is to deceive us and trick us into thinking that we can, and to deceive us and trick us into thinking these things are cool so he can lead us to hell. See, a lot of people don't realize these type of things what's going on in this world. This is a spiritual battle. We've been living in our last days ever since Jesus descended to heaven. You know we're living in our last days. You can't even, you can't conversate with people the same no more. It's like the energy is weird now. People awkward. You can't even go up to nobody, speak to them without them getting an attitude, feeling some type of way. You can't even give somebody a compliment without them looking at you crazy. You can't even talk to nobody about Jesus. Go to somebody and talk to them about Jesus. This how evil and deceived people is. And it's not people, it's demons in people. It's some people too though, but it's mainly demons in people. You can't even go up to most people in this world and talk to them. This world is so weird. Everything is weird in this world. That's why Jesus coming back to destroy this world and create a new heaven and a new earth. Because we definitely living in the days of Noah. These are exactly like the days of Noah. Literally, just like the days of Noah. Everything that's going on, people preaching, people rejecting God, laughing at them, mocking God, looking like they're looking at them crazy. And guess what God did? Sent the flood on the earth. And that's how you know God is real, because just think about it. In the Bible, it talked about God putting a rainbow on the earth for his promise to never flood the earth again. This is how you know Jesus is real and Jesus is the only God. It talks about Jesus putting a rainbow in the air and showing his promise for the earth. Jesus is a rainbow. But Satan, the devil, took that rainbow and used it for evil. So you have to keep in mind, Satan was in heaven with God before. He was one of the most high-ranking angels in heaven. But he felt like he deserved God's spot. He tried to take God's spot. And pride leads to destruction. Pride leads to the fall. So since Satan wanted, it was a war in heaven. So Satan and 1/3 of the angels in heaven got kicked out in heaven on this earth. And now they seeking whom they may devour. spiritually. You can't see Satan. Satan is a spirit, but you can see Satan jumping inside of people. You can see people with demons inside of them. You can see people have evil spirits working through them. When you have the Holy Spirit, you have discernment, you're not a threat. Because the kingdom of darkness, they don't want you to expose their lies. They don't want you to tell the truth. They don't want you to tell people, hey, repent, man. You don't have to live in sin. There's a way. So spiritual warfare is going to turn up in your life. Satan is going to jump inside of as many people as he can to lead you to hell. Not lead you to hell. It could be in a way, but Satan will use as many people as he can to try to destroy you, get you out your position, because he know you know the truth, and people don't even know why they're doing this type of stuff. They don't know why they're going against you. They don't know why they lying on you. They don't know why they hate you. They don't know why they don't like you. They don't know why they persecute you. It's because it's disturbing their demons. When Jesus walked on this earth, you think Jesus didn't disturb people's demons? Just like the religious people. I'm sure evil spirits was using them to go against Jesus. Because if they knew any better, they would not be doing this. And honestly, they put God on the cross. We live in a world where they would choose evil over good. Where they will put a sinless man on a cross and save a sinful man. Let me say that one more time. We live in a world where they will put a sinless man on a cross, a sinless, perfect man, and save a sinful man, a murderer, over a sinless man. You can't tell me we not living in our last days and this world is evil. The hearts of people have grown cold in this world. I noticed that. It's a lot of homeless people on the streets. And you don't have to get at people. That's on you. But it's a lot of homeless people on the street. And I pass by them every day. People don't even give homeless people $1. The people I'm around, I'm not saying everyone, but I see people every day. It's homeless people on the streets. It's rare. I rarely see somebody give a homeless person a meal, get them some money, get them some to drink. I rarely see that. Every time I go outside, that spot I be going to, I rarely see that. You know why? Because majority of the people in this world is selfish. They're all about their self. They're not focused. They're not loving their neighbors as self. They're loving their self. And then when they get put in that position, they want somebody to do something for them. That's not how life works. What goes around comes around. And it's very hypocritical. This world is very hypocritical. Just like the Pride movement. They say don't push their own belief on people, but they're pushing their pride movement in the world. They putting stuff in schools. They putting stuff in the communities. Around kids, children. And they say we're pushing our belief on people. I'm talking about the real followers of God, not these fake religious Christians. They say we pushing our beliefs on people. But they're out here pushing their pride movement on kids. That's why it's very important to teach your kids about Christ as they grow up. Teach your kids about God while they're young. So when they grow up, they don't turn away from the faith. So when they grow up, they don't follow God. Get in the word, do whatever, spread the gospel. Because that's very important. It's cool to raise your kids in church. But if you raising them in church and it's not doing nothing for them, what's the point of doing it? Because I went to church as a kid. As I got older, I realized I wasn't living for God. And it showed in my actions. Until one day I decided to pray and seek God and encounter him. What God is looking for is a relationship with you. He's not looking for you growing up in church, your family being Christian. So now you know what I'm saying? Okay, just because your dad is a pastor doesn't mean you're saved. Just because your mom is whatever doesn't mean you're saved. Just because you was raised in church doesn't mean you're saved. When you stand in front of God in judgment day and give an account for your life, he isn't going to ask your mom, your dad, are you saved? He's going to ask your pastor, are you saved? He's going to ask you, why should I allow you into heaven? It's not about the next person. It's about us, our walk with Christ. It's about what we're doing for God. Because truth be said, when you stand in front of God in judgment day and give an account for your own life, your friends ain't going to save you. The people that you're trying to please in the world, they're not going to save you. The people in this world that you're trying to please, they're not going to be there for you in judgment day when you stand in front of Jesus. If you was to die right now, majority of these people, they don't even know you. They don't even care about you. If you was to die right now and stand in front of God in judgment day, they going to forget about you. They're going to be like, oh, he seemed like a cool person. They seem like a cool person. Other than that, you know what I'm saying? They going to forget about you. They going to forget you even exist. That's why it's very important for us to trust in God and not man. Because man will let you down, bro. I felt this. I seen this all my life, bro. Man will let you down, but God will never let you down. Not one time God ever let me down in my life. I can't name one time. One time, bro. But I can name hundreds of times, even probably millions of times that man let me down. They always let me down in some way. They always let me down. That's why it's best to put your trust in God rather than man. While people put their trust in presidents, the government don't care about you. You already see what they doing with this food in these grocery stores. No, they over here giving us fake food. A lot of people don't know this type of stuff, which is sad. They giving us fake food, fake fruit. They putting stuff in the stores and they putting this stuff right in our face. And it's not that many people speaking out against this. It's few people. It's not a lot of people speaking out against this. We live in an evil, corrupt world that is ran by the devil, that is ran by demons. Of course, Jesus ran everything. He's the puppet master, ultimate puppet master. He controls both darkness and light. But he's giving Satan this control, this little control that he have. It's not a lot. He's giving this little control that he have for his purpose. Just like God used evil for his purpose, just like God used good for his purpose, he used evil for his purpose. Just like when Job got attacked by the devil, Satan had to go to God to attack Job. Satan can't just attack Job. He can't just, demons have to go up to God and answer to him. They have to go to God. So that's how you know God is powerful. But yeah, man. That's why it's very important for us to start loving each other. Stop hating each other. Stop hating people because they got more money than you, more success than you, more fame, more followers, over carnal stuff. None of this stuff matters at the end of the day. You can't take none of these things with you when you stand in front of God in judgment day. No money, no fame, no clout, no women, none of that stuff. The only thing that's going to matter is if you had a relationship with Jesus. A lot of people don't be focused on this type of stuff because they focused on temporary things. But what if you was to die right now and stand in front of God in judgment day? How would you feel? If you was to stand in front of God and give an account for your life, what would you go for eternity?